An unknown sport just surpassed 25 million players in more than 100 countries, with court bookings vanishing weeks in advance and construction racing to keep up. Yet few people know how Padel achieved the kind of global explosion that once transformed tennis and pickleball. Behind these numbers lies a story of sudden mass appeal, financial shockwaves, and a social phenomenon no one predicted. But what really made Padel unstoppable? Padel is no longer a secret. More than 25 million people now play the sport across more than 100 countries, and that leap places it among the fastest-growing activities in the world. In Spain, Padel has even overtaken tennis in sheer court numbers, a remarkable turn for a country once defined by its tennis legends. The appetite for the game is visible in the numbers. Cities like Madrid, Milan, and Stockholm report court bookings filling up weeks in advance, with waiting lists stretching into double digits. In some neighborhoods, finding an open slot has become a challenge, not a choice. From amateur groups to workplace leagues, demand keeps outpacing supply. The scale of participation is not confined to one region or age group. It cuts across generations and borders. This unprecedented surge in players has created a ripple effect, setting off a race to build more courts and meet the growing demand. The race to build padel courts has become a defining feature of the sport's rise. Today, more than 40,000 courts operate worldwide, and forecasts suggest that number will approach 70,000 in just a few years. In regions like Italy, Sweden, and the UK, the annual growth rate for new courts has exceeded 25%, outpacing even the most optimistic early projections. Construction firms now specialize in rapid, modular court builds, allowing clubs to open new facilities in as little as 8 weeks. This infrastructure boom is not limited to traditional sports venues. Repurposed warehouses, rooftops, and even shopping centers are being transformed into padel hubs. Booking platforms report that new courts are often fully reserved before the paint dries, a clear sign of surging demand. The scale and speed of this build-out have created a new economic engine, drawing investors and entrepreneurs eager to meet the insatiable demand for playing space. Stepping onto a padel court for the first time, most newcomers are surprised by how quickly the game feels natural. The compact enclosed court and soft perforated racket make each swing less intimidating than tennis. The ball moves at a slower pace, giving players more time to react and connect. Because every match is played in doubles, even total beginners find themselves working as a team, laughing at wild shots, and celebrating unexpected rallies. The glass walls keep the ball in play, extending points and boosting early confidence. This immediate sense of progress is rare in racket sports. Data from top clubs shows that 92% of first-time players return for a second session, a figure unmatched by tennis or pickleball. More than half of Padel's new recruits have never played a racket sport before, yet they are rallying and scoring within minutes. The sport's design transforms first encounters into social victories, forging a loyalty that keeps people coming back. A single tennis court covers enough ground for as many as 3 padel courts. This simple math has rewritten the economics for sports clubs and facility owners. Where one tennis court brought in modest returns, 3 padel courts fill up with bookings, lessons, and tournaments, often running from early morning until late at night. Construction costs for padel are far lower than most expect, usually between €15,000 and €35,000 per court, depending on location and build type. The revenue, however, tells the real story. In Spain and Italy, club managers report that padel courts generate up to 3 times more revenue per square meter than tennis. At La Pista in Madrid, converting 4 tennis courts into 8 padel courts cost €140,000 and paid for itself in just 14 months. The club's manager describes the shift as a lifeline, citing packed schedules and a new wave of members. For owners, the payoff is clear. Padel is not just filling courts, it is transforming the financial future of entire clubs. Sweden's padel story reads like a case study in viral growth. In just a few years, the country leaped from fewer than 50 courts to more than 2,500, with operators racing to meet demand that seemed endless. The surge was fueled by indoor facilities, which allowed year-round play even in harsh winters. But the rush came with risks. By 2023, oversupply forced dozens of clubs to close as the market cooled. Meanwhile, Italy's player base soared past 1.5 million, and the Gulf states invested in luxury indoor clubs that cater to both expats and locals. In the United States, indoor paddle is unlocking growth in cities from Miami to Chicago, where new courts are opening at a rapid clip. These regional booms, each with their own twists, show how paddle's expansion is shaped by local culture, weather, and business strategy. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's paddle club launch in Sweden sent local bookings soaring, a pattern repeated wherever celebrities invest. Pro footballers, tennis legends, and influencers have turned paddle into a cultural phenomenon, fueling a surge in global viewership. With the 2025 unification of the World Padel Tour and Premier Padel, the sport now boasts a single, star-studded professional circuit. Equipment sales are projected to top $312 million by 2030, signaling a future shaped by both star power and commercial momentum. Right now, over 30 million people pick up a paddle racket each week. As new courts open daily, the real question is how far and how fast can this momentum carry us?